welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this Foxy eye makeup look over here. This Foxy eye makeup look has been trending a lot recently on social media, on both Instagram, Pinterest and even Facebook. So that day I actually did kind of like try it out on myself for the first time, and then I did like a poll question on both Facebook and Instagram asking whether you guys would be interested on this kind of like a makeup tutorial, and most of you voted yes. So here we are today doing this little Foxy eye makeup tutorial. So if you're interested on how to get this kind of like a Foxy eye makeup, let's just go ahead and keep on watching. So to save a little bit of time, I have already done my primer and my foundation, but I have not set my base makeup yet. So right now we are going to go straight into the eye makeup. So first of all, I'm going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay eye primer. For the eyeshadow, today the palette that we are using is the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia. So basically it's a very neutral palette with a lot of earth tone and brown color shade. Yeah, I don't really exactly quite remember the colors or the sequence that I use, so today's makeup might turn out to be slightly a little bit different. So basically the colors that I use are mostly at the bottom row, which mainly consists of very neutral, very earthy brown kind of colors. Yeah, so basically I remember was roughly about these few colors over here. So first of all, we are going to prep our eye area with a very nice base layer. So first of all, I'm going to use a fluffy brush. I'm just going to go for this white beige color shade, and I'm just going to lightly sweep it over my entire eyelid. So for the Foxy eye makeup, basically you want to give it a very nice uplifted kind of look at the outer edge. So first of all, we are going to mark out the flick that we want it to be, the position of the flick. I'm going to use a nice flat brush like this one. This is the Zoeva Luxe Smoky Shader 234. So first of all, I'm going to go for this burnt orange shade. So I'm just going to use the tip of the brush to just lightly tap it. So this is the time when you want to look straight into the mirror and try to figure out the flick, the direction of the flick that you want it to be. So personally, I want it to be a bit more uplifted in the upwards direction. If you have absolutely no idea of the direction of the flick that you want it to be, one of a very simple way is that you can actually use a brush. So you can basically like mark out the position of the flick. Okay, basically, so it's a little bit like how you going to measure the direction, the eyebrows, the length of your eyebrows. So basically the technique and the method is the same. So you're going to place this at the side of your nose, also against the outer edge of your eyes. So basically you see that in this direction. Yeah, so basically this is roughly where you want your flick to be going. You just have to gently, okay, just as a guideline. So use the eyeshadow to mark out the direction of the flick. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but yeah, so basically you use it as like a marker. So once you've done that, you're going to go in with more of this burnt orange color. So you're going to start from the outer edge and you're just going to blend inwards. You can go a little bit higher, it's actually fine. So basically that when you open your eyes, you can still see the orangey color. And then this is also a time where you can start to blend outwards, so that the flick is actually, slightly more precise in the right direction. So you don't have to blend all the way inwards. So you can blend until up to about half of your eye area because we want to leave the inner corner of the eye area more clean. Make sure that there is no harsh line in the center of the eyes. Because for me, I'm single eyelid, so I have to go in with a little bit more of the colors. So if you are double eyelid, you might use slightly a little bit lesser of the eyeshadow color, so that when I open my eyes like this, the colors are actually still visible. Same goes for the other side. And this is the part where you want to make sure that the flakes are actually well balanced and also in the right direction. So you just again look into the mirror and then just see where the flake is supposed to be going. If you have absolutely no idea, again, you can use this method to kind of measure the direction of the flake. Yeah, so for me, I'll be just like following this guideline. Okay, so roughly about somewhere here. So this is the part where you stop and you look into the mirror to make sure that the flakes are well balanced and also in the right direction. The length of the flake doesn't really matter because later on we are still going to go in with more colors and also eyeliner. Yeah, so you just need to mark out the direction first and then again go in with a little bit more of the colors and blend inwards. So now we are done with the first color and also the position of the flake. Now we can take another slightly fluffier brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease in 231. So we can go in on the second color. And I remember that day I think I used this color called Rustic. So this is a very natural earthy brown kind of color. Just tap a little bit, add it on top of the orange color that we applied just now at the outer edge of your eye area. Blend it in the inwards direction, and while doing so you can also slightly blend it towards the flake. So just make sure that the colors don't overpower the first color that we used earlier on. Don't worry if the flake looks a bit too uneven, too messy or too thick, because later on we are going to correct everything when the whole eye makeup is done. Okay, so basically that's the eyeshadow on the upper eyelid done. So now we are going to move to the bottom eye area. So again, using the flat brush, we are going to go in with the first shade and just going to sweep it under your bottom eye area. So while doing this first color, you also want to make sure that the color blends together with the flake at the outer edge. Going to change to an even smaller brush, something like this one. This one is from Sigma E21 brush. So we're going to use this and we are going to go into the rustic color over here, and we are going to apply this at the outer edge of the bottom eye area. The whole eyeshadow is basically more or less done. You already have the whole flake position all marked out and the colors already all blend together seamlessly. So next comes the slightly trickier part, which is the eyeliner. So for the eyeliner, I'm going to use this liquid eyeliner from Heroine make. Yeah. So this is black in color. You can actually use any colors you want. You can even use brown color. Okay, so before you go in with the eyeliner, first of all, take a look at the eyeshadow in the mirror once again. So basically just roughly gauge, the eyeliner, how you want it to be. Personally, I wouldn't recommend lining the entire eyes with eyeliner because that will only make your eyes look even smaller, especially for me when I'm single eyelid. So today I'm just going to focus the eyeliner on the outer edge of the flake direction and also the inner corners. So I'm going to do the flake first. Okay, so using the eyeshadow that we marked earlier on, I'm going to use that as a guideline. You can actually pull this side a little bit so that it becomes a bit more taut and more tight, and it makes it easier to draw the eyeliner. So I'm going to start from the lash line and just work my way outwards and try to make it thicker. Don't worry if the lines are quite messy and uneven, because later on we are going to clean up the outer edge. So basically I'm going to just draw until the center of my eye area. So I'm not going to go all the way in. So basically you don't have to draw a very long flake. It's actually up to your personal preference on how long or how short you want it to be. So for me, I think roughly around this length is quite okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to do the other side. Liquid eyeliner is a little bit too challenging for you, you can always go in with pencil eyeliner or even gel eyeliner, so it's totally entirely up to you, it's your personal preference. Okay, so now another challenging and tricky part, we are going to do the inner corners. Okay, so basically you want to look in the mirror and see the entire new eye shape that you have just created. So basically you just want the inner corner to follow the same direction, roughly the same direction as your outer flake, and I'm just going to roughly gauge the direction. So I have to pull my nose here a little bit so that I can really get into the corners. So I'm going to start in the lash line area. So for the inner corner, you basically want to make it as sharp as possible and try to bring it to be more inwards. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so once you basically roughly mark out the direction and the position, you can now start to fill in the rest of the part. So I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. Do note that I'm not going to connect with the eyeliner that I've done earlier on. So basically I'm leaving the center area here blank with no eyeliner. So again, we are going to bring the eyeliner down on the bottom lash line. However, we are not going to line the entire bottom area. So again, I'm just going to line until about center of my eye area over here. Something like this. And just make sure that you connect the lines to the little triangle that you've drawn earlier on. If you feel that the line is a bit too harsh, you can blend with an eyeshadow brush. Okay, now for the other side. So right now you have to at least make sure that they are well balanced and also again going in the same direction. So now basically you're already done with the whole eyeliner. Okay, so now this is the part where you want to start to clean up the lines a little bit. So I'm going to just use a flat concealer brush and also some cream pot concealer to clean up the outer edge. So basically you just want to see where are the lines that are most uneven. So just try to clean them out a little bit. This will help the edge and the line to be more defined and more precise. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but once you clean it up with concealer, the lines actually become much more straight and even. Okay, and also this is the part where you want to see whether the lines are they of the same thickness. Like for example on this side, I think it's fine, it's actually quite thin. But however this side I think I overdraw a little bit too much. So I'm just going to thin out the eyeliner using some concealer. worry about not getting it right the first time because well, there's always a thing for first time. If you are very new to this eye look and eye makeup trend, most important is don't rush. Take your time and be more patient, and also of course practice a little bit more, and then sooner or later you will get the perfect Foxy eyes makeup. If you feel that the flick is not sharp enough, you can always adjust again. It's not an issue. So again, stand into the mirror and see where else is actually uneven and try to clean up as much as possible. For example, like underneath the eye area over here. Basically for this kind of Foxy eye makeup, usually I would recommend using matte texture eyeshadows instead of shimmer and glitter ones, because you know, once you want use shimmer and glitter eyeshadow, more or less will actually have a little bit of fallout, and then you have to clean up, which is actually quite troublesome. And for this kind of Foxy eye makeup, because the dramatic part is actually the eyeliner, so you definitely want the eye colors to be matte texture and also as simple as possible. But then nevertheless, you can actually use whatever color you want. You can even use pink color, purple, you know, any other kind of colors. So you don't really have to go for this kind of very natural earthy brown colors. Okay, so now that we are done cleaning up, we are not done with the eyeshadow yet. So right now we want to go back and stare into the mirror and, you know, again double check. Like for example, the second color that I applied earlier on is kind of missing. It's hidden by the eyeliner. So I'm going to go in with the color again. So the color that I used earlier on was this color called Rustic. Just make sure that at least when you open your eyes, the eyeshadow colors are still at least visible. So you can actually leave it like this, or for example, if you feel that the eyeliner is a little bit too fierce and too harsh looking, you can actually add another additional steps. You can actually use the small flat brush, and you can go in again with a slightly even darker shade to kind of set the eyeliner. So for me, I'm going to use this dark chocolate shade, and I'm just going to place it on top of the eyeliner to kind of like set it. And also, if you feel that the bottom area is a little bit too soft, you can go for a slightly even smokier look. You can use the dark chocolate shade and just place a little bit at the outer bottom eye area. Okay, so now the entire eyeshadow and eyeliner are all done. Next, we are going to settle the lashes. But first of all, we are going to give our lashes a little good curl. Lashes, you want to choose something that is slightly longer at the outer edge and slightly shorter at the inner corners, so that it will actually give you that very flick cat eyes kind of a shape. So I don't really have anything like that in my kit, so the only closest one that I have is this one over here. Yeah, these are the false lashes from Taiwan. Yeah, so basically you can see that the outer edge of the false lashes is actually slightly longer, and then the inner corners is slightly shorter. So I'm going to use these false lashes today. One trick when you apply the false lashes is that, especially at the outer edge, you might want to slightly place it up a little bit higher, so that when you open your eyes, it can actually give you that very uplifted cat eyes kind of look. Maybe something like this. Okay, so now we are done with the eyeshadow. Next, we are going to move on to another important part of the whole Foxy eye makeup, which is actually the eyebrows. You can see that the eyebrows that I have, they are actually growing in like a downwards direction. So if you want the entire look to kind of match, you would want your brows to be slightly a little bit more uplifted, so that it can actually match the cat eye shape that you have. First, I'm going to lightly brush my eyebrows. You can see that they are actually growing like a downwards direction. So I'm going to draw them slightly uplifted today. Otherwise, it will be really funny if you have a very flick and uplifted eye makeup, but your eyebrows is like, coming down at this direction, where the flick kind of meets. So we want to give our brows a lift today. As usual, I'm going to go in with an eyebrow powder first. So for powder, I'm going to use the Brow Zing by Benefit. So I'm just going to use my regular eyebrow brush. So I'm just going to start at the bottom area. And while you are slightly going towards the back, make sure that you don't follow your natural eyebrow shape. So you want to reshape them again. So you're going to go in a slightly uplifted direction. Or if you are brave enough, you can actually pluck or shave your eyebrows to the kind of uplifted kind of shape. But personally for me, I don't want to do any more shaving or plucking on my eyebrows. So I'm just going to recreate them using eyebrow powder and pencil. And then I'll just clean up the stray hairs with some concealer. So if you don't want to do any plucking or shaving, you can actually use this method as well. As for the length, you can actually give it a slightly longer shape because you have a very long flick at the outer edge. So it will be quite funny if your eyebrows are, like quite short, and then your whole eyes is like, so long. You will look really, really funny. So you want to give your eyebrows a slightly longer length. Not too long, but somewhere roughly at the end of the eyeliner flick, somewhere around here, so that the whole length and shape kind of like match together. So roughly something like this. Don't worry too much about definition and all that, because we are going to go in with eyebrow pencil. So for eyebrow pencil, I'm using the one from Kate, and I'm just going to define the shape even more and also fill in the gaps in the eyebrows. Are done. So now this is the part where you want to clean up the bottom area with some concealer to give it a more precise and more defined shape. So again, I'm going to use my concealer brush and this cream concealer, and I'm just going to clean the bottom area. So now I'm going to set my entire face with some loose powder. For loose powder, I'm using this one from Kale. It's their Kale Cover Compact Powder. So my entire face is now set with powder. Next, we are going to move on to another slightly important part, which is actually contour. So for contour, I'm using the Cotton Contour from Missha. Like personally for me, I'm actually quite flat over here, this entire part, and also the bottom area of my nose. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of definition. Next for highlight, I'm using the Louminzer by the Balm. I'm going to go in with the Etude House Cookie Blusher, and this is in the shade BE101 called Ginger Honey Cookie. The blusher, you can actually go it in a slightly upwards direction, so it has to kind of like match the Foxy eyes makeup, the flick that's going outwards. Otherwise, it will be kind of funny and weird if you have a very uplifted eye makeup but your blusher is like in a very cute and round kind of a manner. So you want to make sure that everything is going in the upwards direction, somewhere where the highlight part actually meets, so we can actually blend the two together. Lastly, for the lip color, I'm going to go with a very beige neutral shade, and this is actually from a Japanese brand called Chifure. So basically it's like this kind of very natural nude kind of shade. That I did that day, I didn't add on anything else other than this lipstick, but for today I want to give it a little bit more shinier and more glossier look. So I'm going to add on top this Vivid Hot Lacquer by Maybelline. This is in the shade 62 called Charmer. So now the whole makeup is completed. To be quite honest, this is definitely something that I will not wear on a daily basis. But then again, it actually can be quite fun to once a while step out of my own comfort zone and do something entirely different for myself, on myself. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, this little tutorial. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and also to give it a little thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!